Concord Food Co-op. Oh, come on, you love it.
I kind of do.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Own it, girl. Be proud of it.
I know. Give me 2 more weeks, and then I'll be like, yes.
We'll rename the show.
I know. I feel kind of bad. It's like an estrogen fest over here. I'm all alone. I'm like, wow, I'm in trouble.
Well,
today.
if you recall, my first show was you, Jim Reedy.
Yeah.
So that was
the testosterone fest.
Yeah, so
okay.
just,
I got it.
You gotta balance it out.
So now you're feeling like, okay, I can do this. So how are you?
Great. We're great.
Greg's doing whatever Greg's doing.
Yes. I think some home projects.
You know he's listening.
Yes,
he's
is.
cleaving
Absolutely.
on every word. I wouldn't have said that.
I know.
Well,
I know.
we got that. But,
yes, but we're able to handle it without him today, I hope.
So do we have Greg-like things we're supposed to say?
Well, we do want to just sort of touch on the Rounded Up at the Register, just because August is such an important month. We were talking about it last week, where if you do round up for this month, it's the Crisis Center of Central New Hampshire with your purchase. So if your purchase is $9.12, you can round up to 10, and the balance will go to the Crisis Center of Central New Hampshire. But you also get a sticker this month, and you get to vote for next year's recipients.
Is that only this month you're voting?
Yes, only for the month of August.
Okay.
So like Concord TV is one of them, you might watch the show on Concord TV.
I know somebody needs a raise.
Yeah. So anyway, the list, it's a giant poster, and there's 1 million stickers all over it. So it's pretty exciting.
So your chance to have input into next year is now.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
So, and that ends at the end of August.
Now you said $9.12. I could round up to 10. Could I round up to 20?
That's a great question. I don't see
know.
why not.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's just a software.
I understand the
that's a great
round
question.
up to the next dollar. But if people are feeling particularly generous at that moment, can they?
I'll figure out how to do that.
Okay. No, just wondering.
Never say no to generosity.
Yeah, right.
Because some of the people that patronize the co-op are very giving, very supportive people.
Yeah.
So if they have an opportunity, it's like, well, yeah, it's $15.72. Make it 20.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. And I think it's really just a number that we would add on. So it should be fine.
Cool.
Talk about generosity. Last month it was 3,300 plus a little bit for the Friendly Kitchen
which is huge.
Raised.
That's good money.
Yeah. So it's been great.
I'm sure they'd like to have that every month.
Yes.
But so would all the nonprofits that you're involved with.
Right.
So.
And there is an opportunity. I think they're on the list for next year too. So so it's great. I mean, it's amazing to see how many people have rounded up, because you just look at this poster with so many stickers all over it. You're like, oh my God, no wonder we're raising so much money every month.
I applaud the co-op because you do more than we do, but we do the same thing. There's so many nonprofits around, all looking for money, all looking for exposure to talk about their mission. We try to get them on the air. Okay, feel free, talk. People don't know you. What is it you're doing? How can they help? You're doing this, obviously you're doing more than we are, but anything you can do to shine the light. There's so many people will think of 1 or 2 nonprofits. Yeah, there are about 92. And whether it's Mittens for Kids or pets or seniors or, home, there's always something going on. And they all need the exposure, so people go, well, I didn't know that. I'd like to support that.
Well, it's fun, too, to do the voting, because a cooperative, I mean, our members are voting on decisions that have to do with the cooperative and the co-op itself. So it's nice to have, this is not just members that get to vote. Anybody gets to vote. I was going to say,
so anybody.
Anybody who rounds up. But it's sort of in the vein of a cooperative. Like you get to vote for what we do.
But if you haven't become a member yet, $100.
Yep.
There you go. $1 time.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, Greg will give you your money back. He'll
That's
complain
true.
about it, but he'll do it.
Yes.
So
That's true.
$100 gets you a co-op member.
That's correct.
With all the benefits thereof.
Yes. And our annual member meeting is in September. So if you were to join this month, you'd have an invitation to that, which is at the Hotel Concord this year.
Yeah, nice.
So, and there is voting there. We have
that's a big commute for you.
I know. We have to schlep all the way over there with some delicious food. And yes, but there are 3 board seats open and 4 people running. So the voting is important.
You running?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the board of the coalition.
Say, yeah, I know. Okay. Right.
Maybe next year.
All right, what else?
My demo program is awesome, if I do say so myself. I'm doing dairy-free stuff all month, which has been really fun. And a lot of people that don't necessarily have to eat dairy-free have been pleasantly surprised with some cheeses and ice creams, if you want to call it that.
And I can attest, I was there yesterday and tried some from her.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Some vegan feta cheese.
Okay.
Delightful.
Yep. It was
Really?
coconut oil based. So it actually is nut free, soy free anyway. So there's lots of fun stuff. And then in September, we're going to switch to a back to school theme. So some ideas for lunches, breakfasts, snacks, treats.
Okay, I'm assuming Twinkies are not going to be on the list, right?
No, I don't think we have any healthy Twinkie options. But anyway, so.
What did your mother make you for lunch when you were
Oh my
going to
gosh.
school?
Well, the funny thing about my mother is that she made my lunch until I graduated. Like, she's like, this is the only way I can stay involved in your life.
Okay.
So even if I begged to buy lunch, we did the classics
We're
like
talking
peanut
high
butter.
school or college?
No, this is high school.
Well, I just wanted to check.
You know, the look on her face, I just couldn't say no. She's like, this is how I stay involved.
But I bet when you got to college, it would have been a treat. If
Yeah,
she was
totally.
making
right,
lunch.
Totally. But it was, we were allowed to bring peanut butter. So we had a lot of peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, yeah, I think we all did.
We had a lot of cold pizza, which who doesn't love that?
Interesting side note, to stay involved, my mom became a lunch cafeteria
good.
worker.
Okay, good. So
Really?
Yeah, so that's how I got my
Wow.
Anyway,
wow.
without-
She do the hairnet thing at home?
No, she didn't.
Okay, good.
No,
Just wondering.
no.
But I didn't have too many wild foods in my lunch. So
Ooh, segue.
Nice.
Bringing it back. Sarah's going, okay, when are we going to talk about my stuff?
I don't know. I'm in Belmont, so I'm way out of the loop with the Concord Co-op, unfortunately.
I'm in Warner. I'm further out than you
You're
are.
here every day.
Well, yeah. But kind of. But I'm here in the dark and I
Physically,
leave quickly. But Sara Woods Kender with us, a clinical herbalist and Reiki master. How long did it take you to be a Reiki master? No. Reiki's not that way. I know Reiki people. And they're not doing the,
No, well, you can if you
well,
want
yeah,
to.
okay. But the
are
music
not a
and the
lot of
candles
rules.
and they do the energy thing.
How long does it take to be a master?
Yeah.
Well, it took me about 10 years, only because I just took each level and let it sink in and let it, I practiced a lot, and then I would do Reiki 2, and then I did Reiki 3, and then I did my master teacher, and it took me about 10, 12 years.
And she also has over 10 years of experience as an herbal practitioner, owns Sacred Tree Herbals in Meredith, and offers classes on beginning and advanced herbalism, consults, custom formulations, and shamanic Reiki sessions. You can visit her on the web at sacredtreeherbals.com or email Sarah at sarahsherbs.com. Tricky.
And Sarah without an H.
Yep, there you go. Oh, yeah, good point. Or you can call 279-2779. Boy, that was nice.
I know, right?
Yeah, that kind of fell in. And Abigail McShinsky is back with us. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Herbalist and writer who lives in Concord, serves as the educational specialist at MegaFood. Who? MegaFood, a local company that crafts premium supplements made with real food from trusted farm partners that share a commitment to organic and regenerative agriculture. I just like saying regenerative
You're getting better with that word each
Yeah, I
time.
really
Yeah,
am.
a lot of words
It's
going
very cool. Reiki, I want to talk wild foods in a second, but I'm fascinated about Reiki because Reiki is like the middle child in a relationship. Yoga gets stuff, other stuff. Reiki doesn't quite get the respect
Because it's not tangible for people.
Well, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. And there isn't enough science behind it, so people don't give it a lot of credence. But it's amazing.
I got to tell you, people have done the Reiki sessions with me, and I went, okay, let's do it. And they do the head, the shoulders, the blah blah blah. Do you have sores? Yeah, do this, the ankle, the knee. And I walk out going, wow, I feel good.
Yeah.
And they're explaining the energy. I had a hot spot here. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand it, but I know it relaxes me, and
Well,
man, I feel great.
We're all energy.
Yeah.
And when you're attuned to Reiki, you're attuned to that energy. And you are a facilitator of the universal life force, is what we call energy is everywhere.
Okay.
And you're a channel when you're attuned. And then when you're in session, you also use a lot of intuition. And because I'm a shamanic practitioner, it's a little bit different than a typical Reiki session.
Okay.
So I do a lot of past life work with people. I do a lot of guide work with people. Everyone has a guide beyond the veil. I do a lot of medical intuition with people.
Okay, so are you?
I'm a medium psychic / clinical herbalist / wild food
Can't figure out what you want to be when you grow
I'm
up, right?
all of
Okay,
that.
no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party. We're all
Yeah,
that way.
right? Yeah.
But do you have this natural intuitiveness that maybe Abigail, Leslie, and I don't have that you bring to it?
I can't speak for other people, but everybody has the ability to tap into your third
They
eye.
do?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. It's
How-
all about it's basically like a muscle that you just have to trust and
So
open
it's there
and
for
let go.
it's there for everybody.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
See, I thought
But
you
I
had
think
like
some
some
people are-
skill set or something that
I
we
think
didn't.
There are some people with more of a propensity for it.
As with anything.
Rather than others, right? I mean, I think I came through this world with it. I had to tone it down. And then when I became an herbalist and a Reiki 1, it opened it up again. And now I see a lot more than I did when I was a child.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
It is. It's amazing. It's fun. It's exciting. It's healing work.
So how do you sell Reiki when you're right? It's not a tangible thing.
Right.
How do you tell people that a Reiki session would be good for you, or you may be able to benefit, or sell it?
I don't really tell people. I kind of just suggest it, and
Okay.
if it resonates with them, if it's their jive, then they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too, out there,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I know I kind of already
Do I hold
know
the crystal
those
while
people
you're
where-
doing this?
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
I know. Yeah, I know.
But it's you have to be open to it too when you're in Reiki session. If you're really closed and you're not expecting anything, you probably won't get much out of it. So, but I don't know. I love doing it, and everyone can do it. Anyone can be a Reiki practitioner. It doesn't. There's no guidelines for that.
So how do you tie herbalism and Reiki together?
It's healing.
Oh, okay.
Empowering
Okay.
healing work. It's all in the same nutshell.
Well, you realize you two are bringing nothing to the table. I mean, it's all her. What do
Well,
you-
you're talking
Oh,
Reiki.
no.
I'm here for the wild stuff.
Okay. All right. So talk to me about wild foods.
Oh, right now. Okay.
No, we'll wait till tomorrow, Abigail. Yeah.
Well, I think there's such an amazing
I
way
like your
for...
glasses, by the way.
Oh, thank you. They're
those new?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you for
very nice.
noticing.
That's good. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think they're just an amazing way for everybody to incorporate, take charge of your health in a tangible way. Taking intangible versus tangible. You talk a lot about your garden.
Yes. love my
For
garden.
those of us who don't have a green thumb and don't have that connection to the food
I
that
didn't
you
say I
do
wasn't
with going
killing the
out.
stuff, but I got a garden.
Well, going out and harvesting these things, because maybe that's not our, wheelhouse. We have people like Sara and other herbalists who can take us on these nature walks, help us learn these plants, so we can go out into nature. Nature's going to grow them for us, and we can incorporate them into our lifestyle
Right.
that way. And I think that can be an empowering way to get back to nature,
Exactly.
take charge of your own health. I mean, there's so many benefits to
And-
that.
and-
So many benefits.
Relaxing.
It's empowering. It brings people out into nature to connect with nature. And if you're connecting with nature, you're not going to want to, use it as
Destroy
your
it.
cesspool
Yeah.
Right.
or your garbage can.
Right.
Wild foods across the board. There's a longer growing season, so you can harvest spring, summer, fall, and almost into December if the snow keeps at bay.
It's true.
When we look at, we even have scientific research. I know a lot of people want that, right? That when we look at cultivated food versus wild food it's 10 times more nutritionally dense.
Yep.
More provitamin A, C, E's, all of them across the board. And you can eat all year long.
Now, see, my thing is
Just about.
I love being outdoors. And just, to me, that's, I couldn't picture not doing it. And how many studies have come out saying it's better for your mental well-being, it's better for your blood pressure, it's better for, but
They're
get
innumerable,
outdoors.
those benefits.
So
Absolutely.
now take the just being outdoors, now add the wild food to it, win-win.
Right. And there's a duality there, not a duality, but you mentioned heart disease. So
Right.
it's good in a de-stressing level, but it's also if you're out there finding the plants that have the nutrients that you need to have a healthy heart. So you're kind of hitting it in both ways.
So I know up in Maine, when I was a kid, fiddleheads were the first big thing in the spring. People went, and some people would look at them, they're ferns. Yeah, you're missing the point. And man, people love those. They were selling canned fiddleheads, and it's a big mover
Pickled
up there.
fiddleheads,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a big mover.
Growing up
And
with
now
my
they
dad, that's
call
what we'd do. That was my first wild harvesting when I was younger.
Was it?
spring fiddlehead
Yeah.
hunting.
Yep. And people, the one that always scared me, it was exciting, but it scared me, was mushrooms. I figured if anybody's going to pick the wrong one, ding, ding, ding.
It could be a deadly mistake.
It would be me. And it's like,
But we have to consider, too, just like plants, most mushrooms are not poisonous. If you do find one that might not be totally edible, it'll probably just make you feel ill.
okay.
There's very few that will kill you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
Okay.
like with plants, essentially.
See, I love shrooms, but other people,
Oh, I love shrooms.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite wild foods to gather.
if there was a mushroom the size of one of the O's in that word in a pot of soup that I made, both my kids would go, tainted, tainted, not touching it. I'm like, guys, you'll never even know it was. I dropped it. Okay, doesn't matter. Can't eat the soup.
Can I give you a hint, a little a hint or a help
please.
with that?
Yeah.
Sure, more people need that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I do buy some things. I don't wild forage for everything, you know. I don't have enough time for that. I buy powdered mushrooms, and if you put powdered mushrooms in soup stocks or pan sauces, they never know it's a mushroom.
See, I love it when now the kids, the kids are out there doing their own thing. So I'm making something, and I will go to the store and I will get shrooms. Boom. Dump the whole thing. It's like, oh, this is so good.
yummy.
Yeah, but there's a texture that brings other stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know what's my vitamin. What am I getting for vitamins out of it?
Vitamin D,
Oh,
for
D.
one thing.
Okay.
And there's
And aside from just the nutrients, you're getting so many immune supportive compounds. And I'm one of those, I'm like your kids. Not that it's the flavor of it, it's the texture for me. I struggle with mushrooms, but I know they're amazing powerhouses.
Yeah.
So I look to incorporate them in like a supplemental way. And one of my favorites here in New Hampshire is shaga. And I'm sure everybody is familiar with this mushroom if you've been out in the woods hiking. It's that big black thing that grows on birch trees exclusively, does not look too appetizing.
Yeah.
One of the most incredible medicinal mushrooms. And you're only really going to get it in like northern New England and like landscapes in Russia. So it's actually a pretty rare mushroom that we're really lucky
So it's
to
a
get.
latitudinal thing?
Yeah.
Really?
We're really lucky to be able to get that, to have a great access to this. So when you're out hiking, that's something that you can incorporate into a tea. I just toss a little chunk of it in my crock pot, and it brews black like a coffee, has like a mellow vanilla sort of flavor. Drink that all winter
Wow.
long, toss in some chai spices.
Now, what am I getting for benefit out of it?
Immune support?
Immune
Is a
support.
big one for that one.
And there's lots of polyphenols in there, which are antioxidants that are wonderful for anti-tumor, just overall health in general, antimicrobial. And chaga's been used by the Native Americans for a long, long time.
I believe it was actually like one of the first mushrooms found in somebody who was discovered like frozen from a previous era, and it was a mushroom found in there.
Yeah, there
in
was
their
also
pouch.
tinderconk in there, and
Thinking that they
birch
used it as like
polypore.
anti-parasites was the thought that they used it back then.
Wow.
So there's science on these things, but there's also so much traditional wisdom that is really important.
See, the
to
only
pay attention to.
antioxidant I think of blueberries this time of year.
Well, they're
That-
great.
that's the only one I go for.
Superfood. Superfood. So we always look to the Amazon or something for our superfoods for some reason. I don't know. You always see these advertisements for these superfoods that
Acai.
we have
Yeah.
to go all these tropical places to get them. But the blueberry is probably the most densely packed nutritional
Yep.
food in the Northeast. It is our superfood. So, stop buying acai berries.
Wow.
Just go out and pick a wild blueberry.
Oh no, I get
Good point.
the ground berries because I
Yeah.
had some logging done a few years ago. Stuff has grown up, and all of a sudden, boom, the blueberries took off. I'm like,
Yeah, great.
oh, and you start walking by and going, oh, green. Then you come by a week later, ooh, bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
It's great.
And the leaf is edible too. I use it in tea for blood sugar
I
regulation.
didn't know that.
Absolutely.
On wild or
Wild or
domestic or whatever.
It doesn't really matter, but again, the wild is typically more effective because, especially if it's a wild food that's happy.
Really?
So if it's growing in a place that's happy, you're going to get a wonderful nutritional profile out of that.
How mu- now,
personally.
I put that in with the tea leaves, or
You dry it and use it as tea. You just drink.
oh, just drink it
you
as.
infuse the tea,
Oh,
the
oh,
leaves.
oh,
and
no
make
kidding.
tea. Yeah, and you eat the berries. Clearly.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I kinda like. See, I like watching the bush turn orange in the fall. That's beautiful. The foliage is awesome. But
It
if I
is.
dry them,
If you and just to further that point, if you wait for that plant to create that orange
Yeah, yeah.
color in there,
Yeah.
you're increasing nutritional value in it because
it.
it has what we call anthocyanidins in it. And those are amazing at, they're antiviral, antimicrobial, polyphenol kind of free radical scavengers, you name it. They're just
You were going to
amazing.
say all this, weren't you, Leslie?
Yes, all those big words.
I know. Okay.
And I hope I said it right.
Oh, no. You're wicked smart. Leslie and I are going,
Wicked smart.
okay. What she said. We have to take a quick break.
If you're in the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.